Well, welcome everybody. Again, this is Lori Davies with One Team, One Mission. It's Monday night, so it's time for One Team, One Mission to gather and encourage and teach and inspire. And I'm really excited tonight. We have Sheryl. Sheryl Morton is, she's going to tell her story, so I don't want to give too much away. But it is because of her dad that we are in this business in the first place. It'll be 21 years for us in April. And Sheryl has been taking Juice Plus for 29 years, and she's been a partner for 28 years. She made national marketing director in, did you say 2023? And more recently, the company has had a Built to Last challenge, which anybody could enter. And a little background was that last year they had a challenge and people got to go to Chicago, and the rest of us that didn't go heard all the oohs and ahs and the amazingness of it. So it was really inspiring. Everybody's like, yeah, I want to go to one of those company trips because they sound amazing. And so it's been a year long that Built to Last has been going on through the company. And the fun part is Sheryl won one of the spots, and she's going to get to go and be pampered and taken care of for 3 nights and 4 days. Is that right?
Yeah.
In San Diego after our live conference. And so she'll get, massages and manicures and being taken care of top to bottom. So anyway, we look forward to hearing a lot about that. But I want to introduce her to y'all and just invite her. We have kind of a question format this evening. So I will, and hopefully, Sheryl, if you don't get to say everything you want to say in these questions, then you just let me know. And I'm going to put us on speaker view so that
Okay.
everybody can see you. Well, they don't really need to see me because I'm just
Oh,
going to
they
be,
need to see you too.
I'm just in the background asking a few questions. So,
Okay.
okay. So, Sheryl and I had a conversation recently, and she commented, I wrote this down because it came across so well. She commented that her belief and enthusiasm around Juice Plus was bigger than ever. And that she was excited. She sounded excited. And so we talked a lot about that. And I want to make sure that for the benefit of everybody, she has the full opportunity to tell her story. If you haven't heard it, it's going to be amazing. She's going to tell her personal experience with Juice Plus and kind of, just Sheryl, tell us more. Why are you so excited? What is so amazing that you are just revved up so much?
Oh, well, thank you, Lori. It is really fun, you guys, to have this opportunity to share with you. This is just a casual, conversation. I've got some notes, so please just, at the end, you can jump in and ask any questions or anything. But I was just telling Lori, I think even though we've been through a transition, with the digital stuff that's kind of challenging, I think our company is doing so many things to help us achieve, bonuses and incentives and like this, Built to Last that I just won. I was amazed that I won it, because I was just trying to kind of do what we're supposed to do. And so it's really exciting though that they're doing so much for us. And there's so many more things right now going on for everyone, simple and down the road. So, with our club bonuses, the 3-1, there's so many different things. So I think from a business angle, it is a real exciting time. And all that we're hearing that's coming down the road for us, especially what we'll hear in San Diego. They're just really just doing a lot, which is really exciting. So that's one thing, to feel so supported and feel like they have our backs makes it exciting. And then I think too, just being excited because I don't know, I know you guys are all in tune with just, the growing state of our healthcare and the toxicity of our world and, everything that's going on. Um, I just feel more motivated than ever that everyone needs to be on Juice Plus, just to battle all the things that we just have no control over in our food supply or whatever's happening. Just Juice Plus is such a foundational piece. And even though we may have a lot of competition more than ever, um, we have research, of course, that no one will catch up with. And so we can always share that and, great stories and things with people. And just, I call it, being able to be hope dealers. So, one thing that um, really had an impact on me was, and several of you had this experience when you have family members that have gone through any kind of assisted living or memory care, things with which my parents did, my mom especially, and seeing all the people in there, with just depending on the system to take care of them, it just was heartbreaking, and I want to be able to talk to more people and let them know that a lot of that is preventable, and so that was another piece I think that just has led to me being even more passionate about this mission, so I guess I'll go back real quick to my story, and just some things that were on my heart as Lori and I were talking. So I think most people on here know my story, but there's probably going to be some that are watching the recording that don't. So I was first introduced to Juice Plus, thankfully, by my dad. Like Lori said, 28 years ago, I was actually living in Hong Kong, and talk about toxicity. It's a pretty toxic place, and I had gotten food poisoning, and it developed to a point where it was just wiping me out. My whole system, my gut had gotten wiped out. I just couldn't get over it. I was seeing, I think, really good doctors there, and just several scopes and medicines, antibiotics. Nothing was working. And after about 4 months of that, I came back to the US for Christmas and didn't know that my parents had been trying Juice Plus. My father had found out about it through a patient that was real excited about it. And so my dad was doing the research and learning about it and trying it on him, my mom, and we're already feeling better. And then so he looked at me and when I got off the plane and he about freaked out and said, "You're going to get on Juice Plus right away," and um, actually, honestly, I wasn't super hopeful because I just didn't realize, how could these little pills help so much when nothing else they had tried had helped me, and when you come from a medical background, being a doctor's family, you just think medicine should work, back then I did anyway. So anyway, I started on Juice Plus, and thankfully, you guys, it was several months later, I was just getting back to normal, and my body was just getting healed, which was amazing. So, I mean, literally before that, I couldn't keep any food down. Food just went straight through me. I couldn't eat. I couldn't leave my apartment. I was homebound, and in Hong Kong, if you picture the high-rise apartments, I think I was on the 13th floor, with a little baby that was very hyperactive. Or I think Michael was 11 at the time, and this little 600-foot flat, and they called him. Anyway, it was just really, really rough time. But so when I was on Juice Plus and then everything went, gradually went away, it was just super amazing. And I remember my dad being so excited. He started talking to my British doctor and, wanting me to get scoped again, make sure everything was healed. And so he was just having a ball with that. And those of you that heard my dad talk back then, I had the claim to fame of what he said was the first research study in Juice Plus. So, because we didn't have any printed research yet. So he he was so excited about my journey. So that started me off. And then of course, very, very thankful. I don't know where I would have been without Juice Plus at that point, because I was so sick. But it really, my story adds to the motivation, knowing that people with gut issues, can really get tremendous benefit from Juice Plus, of course, as it makes such a difference in our gut. And so anyway, I came back to the US and my dad asked me to help him in his medical practice and run his wellness program. So that was really fun. I did that. And that was where I first got introduced, I guess, to the business side of things. I didn't really want to do the business, honestly, at the beginning, because I thought, you need to be real bold and a salesperson, all that. But my dad was really clever and he said, I'll pay you with every other customer. So every other patient he put on Juice Plus. So that's how he got me signed up and I started sharing. And, but it was really easy once I saw how much everybody benefited. It was just really rewarding. And that got me excited to share more and more. So I got, started my business that way. And then my family moved to Florida, actually not too much longer after that. And that's when I really started doing more of the in-home part of our business. Back then, We only had cassette tapes. We didn't have, Zoom or any videos or anything. A lot of you remember that. My dad had a tape and Meet Ray had a tape. And we just enjoyed doing in-home meetings, and I'm so thankful we're getting back to that point of just, really getting together with people more and more, because that's how I built my business initially to sales coordinator pretty quickly, was just having in-home get-togethers, and just talking and going through little booklets and sharing. So anyway, that's what I did in the beginning to get going. Of course, that was, quite a while ago. So I've just loved that, through the years as our lives ebb and flow and we move, that I've been able to keep the business going and then get to NMD. So that's been such a blessing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I can remember your dad talking about looking at the photographs from the scope that your doctors, you know,
I know
we
he always
connected,
does.
and he said, "You don't understand. You're supposed to have cilia in the gut." And she had none. They were totally wiped out. It was, you know, smooth and clean where it shouldn't be. Your
Yeah.
father would get so excited and so determined. And I don't think a bit amazed at how wonderful Juice Plus was for you. And his description of
Yeah.
you, just for everybody's sake, was he said, when I saw my daughter, come off the airplane and walk out, he said, I didn't recognize her. She looked like she'd been in a prison camp. You had lost so much
Yeah.
weight. Um, so anyway, thank you for that. Brings up fond memories of your dad and reminds us of how important, yeah, especially since sometimes the gut can be the challenge. Some people will say, that they don't want to take Juice Plus because of their gut, and it's the answer. It's the
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah. And I
So
encourage people too, because
no, go ahead.
that's when we found out Juice Plus is absorbed in our bloodstream. And so, they can get the healing they need without it messing up their gut. So it's really great.
Totally, totally. So, as we were talking the other day, some of the words that Cheryl was using, they just kind of kept coming up, and it just really piqued my interest. I wrote them down, and I wasn't really sure how she was going to bring it about, but she talked a lot about communicating with her team, communicating with prospects, communicating with her customers. She talked
Mhm.
about travel. She talked about, she always asked, how can I help? Um, and I just wanted to find out, like, talk to us more about communication, how that was important to you. And
Mhm.
well, if you can't remember the travel and, just
Yeah.
you're just so willing to help. Um, so just kind of
Mhm.
walk us through some of that.
Okay. So, the first thing that I would say comes to mind that has made a big difference for me over the years, more recent years, is seeing Juice Plus as my ministry. A lot of us have heard Shelley Mackey talk about it as our ministry, and Kurt Beavers talks about, starting the day off with our quiet time and really committing our business to the Lord. And that is really huge for me as well. I think as we see everyone that we're sharing with, whether it's a team member, customer, prospect, as someone that, through the eyes of the Lord, that we can really help them feel better, and whatever it is, that we're helping them with, um, it's just so much more joyful and exciting, and we can just commit the conversations to the Lord, and He'll often change who I'm going to talk to and what I'm going to do that day, in the morning, because I'll have my, calendar planned for the week. But then every morning I really try and just ask the Lord, is there anyone I'm missing? Do you want to change anything? And um, that's been really, really fun, because then it takes away, for some of the newer people, maybe just the the fear of sales or rejection or conversations, just being able to love on people and listen to people. I try and really listen and ask questions, and then not say as much, and try and really get to the needs of what somebody has. And then again, help them, with the next steps of whatever I can do to help meet those needs. But I really try and help them feel listened to and heard. And one thing that I'm really trying to do more and more is being more vulnerable and transparent myself. So in the course of conversations, 'cause everybody has struggles and challenges with the journey that they're on in life, and being able to connect on that heart level has has also just been real rewarding, so that I can really help whoever I'm talking to feel heard and seen. And I find myself more and more, if they want me to, asking my team members or customers if I can pray for them. So we'll either sometimes pray on the phone or I'll send a prayer through. There's one team member I have in Florida that's always we use the Signal app, and so everybody has like a different way that they want to communicate, and she'll send through prayer requests and I'll pray back, and so one of my sales coordinators, and it's just the different ways to connect, I think opens up a lot of trust and has helped just make my business, I think, so much richer, and I think, so anyway, there's, I guess, on the, what you're saying, Lori, with the communication part, um, just really trying to listen and help people get to where they want to go, and walk alongside that, if it's of course, we have so many amazing resources to help people. So, I really try and focus on keeping it as simple as possible too, like, I think for me, my two go-tos are boards and the Facebook group of recordings, because we can just so quickly go on there and get a Zoom about any health issue, or a little audio, whatever it may be. And then I can text it real quickly to someone. That's one of my favorite ways to do the business. So communicating, I guess, through that way. Um, but I think too, just really trying to come alongside, and I know I'm going to say that plan, talking about how to help them. I'm really encouraging more and more in-home events or in-person events as much as we can. Um, and I know everybody is doing that, but just the salad and jar parties are so much fun. And being able to go to any community events in my area and bring people there, even if they're not real close, like I would say the bigger events tend to be at least an hour away if they're corporate sponsored. And so just seeing that is a fun journey, with my team members to go there, or, people, if it's a prevention plus speaker. So there's nothing like just being together with everyone, and giving, especially new people, a taste of our community, because it is such a family, as we all know here, it's such a family. And people get that feel, and it's so different than other businesses that way. So I think that's the main thing we were talking about with that.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Nice. So tell us about this Built to Last. You you got an email like a lot of us did, kind of telling you where you were at, what you needed to
mhm.
do. So what did you focus on in your business to kind of make that happen? And um, just the the thing that I heard you say
Mhm.
was the question you ask people, which I think you're gonna, I don't want to give it away. I'm gonna let you say it, but I think that that's a great question to find out when people are ready to do something. So, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you focused on in your business?
Did I say a specific question? Because it's several.
Well, you asked if they were ready to do something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I think,
What?
just feeling out, like, whether it's a financial goal or whatever it is in their business, I always want to know what that is so I can help them. And I think, one of the big things that I think I did the most of, which I think probably led to me getting the Built to Last was, helping people get qualified. And I'm so excited that we have the new focus on qualifiers and the club bonuses and everything, because getting qualified is so foundational, to our businesses, and being able to qualify ourselves and then duplicate that. I mean, the sky's the limit with what we can do if we really focus on that. So I had quite a few team members that would sometimes qualify, sometimes not. And then some that wanted to that weren't quite there yet. So I really did focus on that, with the reports that we had, seeing how much more they needed for the end of the month and being able to make sure they knew that number, just kind of lock arms with them and be a cheerleader so that they could get qualified. So um, I'm thinking that that's what got me there the most, because on the list of all the points for Built to Last, I know getting qualifiers was the highest point. So I think focusing on that, I think, was a big piece. And yeah, and it just adds so much to our paychecks. And then now we have the bonuses. So I think that the company is really doing, I love that they brought that back and doing a lot to help us with that. But, also just helping people do the 3-1, and helping, which is a monthly target for all of us. And I did that as well, and trying to do that every month. So I think it's really neat that they're also giving us extra bonuses when we do that in a row. So they really are helping us a lot, which is really fun.
And when
So,
you were telling me about the people that you were helping, that you
mhm.
were coming alongside, and I asked, "Oh, are they all frontline to you?"
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
And you
actually, most of
said,
them are not. So, and I know David talked about that last week, of just us reaching down wherever they are in our team to help. Because, we have team members direct to us that I know I do, and I'm sure y'all do too, that they're working a lot or they're just real busy and they don't have time to maybe help other people below them. So I have one particular gal that works full time, really, really busy. So it's a blessing to be able to help people she sponsors. So um, yeah, I would say that that's, a big piece of it too. So,
when I asked about, like, so how are you converting when you're starting a conversation with your prospects? What is, um, how are you converting those? And you told me,
mm,
you said, I'm just finding that, and this could be whether it's someone downline that's ready to have a qualified business, whether it's a
mm,
prospect who's ready to start on the product, whether it's a customer who's ready to, join the team, so to speak. You
mm,
had a way to bring that up, asking if they were ready to take charge of their health. Are you ready to take charge of a
mhm,
part of your life? I
mm,
feel that that's really a compelling question, because
mhm,
we like to feel like we have charge, and most people know that their health is an area that maybe in their past they didn't have a lot of, they didn't really feel like they had a lot of
that's true.
control over it. It was
Mhm,
up to the doctors and stuff. So you reached out in a way to offer them, you know
mhm,
taking charge of their health with better nutrition, their wealth with, and or community,
mm,
or whichever part of our ministry tent
yeah,
making skill,
yeah.
that we that they were attracted to. Um, and if you want to expand on that, if you want to tell us a little bit more about that, but that was the something I wrote down when we were talking. You just kind of in passing, like, I'm just trying to find people that are ready to take charge of XYZ.
Well, a lot of it I found out it goes back to just building the relationships, because we've got to ask enough questions and listen to know what they want, right? So I'm just trying to be, kind of tune in to what that might be. And then I'll offer, I'll ask questions again, say, well, would you like to, whatever that may be, whether, like you say, it's health or business. And like recently I had a new partner sign up a couple weeks ago, and in her situation, the finances were tight, but her daughter had a very similar health journey as my son did, so we were able to connect on that level, and she's in a network of other moms that are trying to help their kids, with different health issues. So I threw out to her, I said, I don't know if you would be interested in this or not, that online that we use a lot, but there, if you wanted to be a partner, that's what I did, and that's what a lot of my friends did, to be able to get a better price on Juice Plus, and then you can also, share it with people if you wanted to do that. And she was like, "Oh, tell me more," So that was just once you kind of open that door, I was able to share more with her, and then also about the Healthy Starts program, and she did that right away. So that was really fun. And you guys, digitally, it went really smooth and fast. I was so excited. So we got on there and just, signed her up and got her kids product right away. So again, finding that connection point, I guess, because we had our kids, it's a similar journey. And so then, I was able to, when she talked about the money being tight and a single mom, I was able to open that door. So, and I usually do really try and present that option to people, the Partner
Yeah.
Plus. So,
Very good. Well, you've shared your heart a lot with us. We have just a couple minutes, and you wanted to open it up for questions, and I would love to see who has a question. I will open the chat to see if there's anything in there, but I see Chris has her hand raised. Y'all just go ahead and unmute yourselves one at a time and shoot out your question.
I have a comment. I just like
yeah.
to say I love that, Cheryl. Like I love your heart to help people comes through.
No, thank
Love
you.
it that you use Juice Plus as a ministry. You offer to pray for people. That's even adding value. That's an add value add follow up because you are
Yeah.
offering to pray for people, to meet them, to encourage them, to help them. It's so much more than just a business. And when you have it
Mm.
as a ministry, helping people, it just takes Juice Plus to the second level. So I really love what you had to say about that.
Well, thank you, Chris. And it really has brought me so much more meaning and joy in doing the business, because I know the power of prayer, and people need encouragement so much, so being able to try and encourage too.
So when you were getting people qualified, I'm sorry, Kim, were you going to ask a question? When you were getting people qualified, how did you work with them? What did you do?
So it's been a little more challenging with our new digital format. I'm trying, so then that before it switched over, what was really easy was to see, on the report, um, just where their volume was, how much more they needed. And then as we talked on the phone, just kind of brainstorm, whether it was just a little bit so that they knew their number that they were targeting, and then we might talk through um, maybe some people that were wanting to order that just hadn't yet, so that would encourage them to do follow up, by the end of the month. Or if they didn't have anyone lined up, we would brainstorm maybe an event that we could do. Um, Elisa that's on this call, she's just done amazing with salad in a jar party. She's a fitness trainer, one of my newer team members, and it's just great at Sharon Juice Plus. And we had like a smoothie little table at her gym for people just to sample smoothies as they came in, and she got several customers that way. So just brainstorming, ways to get customers, and for some of them, they were really close and they just are too busy to pay attention, but they really want to qualify with it, just slipped their mind. So some of them were easier than others. And then just being able to set goals with other people that maybe had a little further to go, let them know like how many more orders they needed. And of course, with qualifying, if we, do get new partners and they get new orders, of course, that helps, to get the goal a lot faster. So.
So
Thank you.
Carrie had a question online on the chat. Basically, what is qualifying? And qualifying shows that you have a legit business, basically. It shows that you've got 25 to 40 customers, and there's some numbers involved. So Carrie, talk to your upline national marketing director. I'm not sure if it's Cheryl or Donna, but they can let you know exactly uh, how to benefit. But by far, what qualifying does is it gives you an override above and beyond the commissions. And it turns out for many people to be the biggest part of their paycheck, the part with a comma in it. And so we were taught get your business qualified and then never never be unqualified, always stay qualified. Were there any other questions? Because I think we're a little bit a minute over. We can stay on, or I can let me just stop the recording here real quick.